5 minutes serve the look. It won't be
Hey, I want the whole Ruin cast to meet up with Sonic.
Whoa, did you get that?
Page 23 through 25. Windy chili dogs?
Oh yeah, baby.
I'm gonna let you do what you did. That's freaking. If there's one thing that I love more than post-apocalyptic short films on YouTube, then it's noir short films on YouTube. Actually, just any noir film. Noir is my perfect genre. It combines everything that I love most about cinema and storytelling and combines it into one shadowy, deceptive mess of perfection. And today I'm going to show you some of the best YouTube gems that I have found in the noir genre and give exposure to the filmmakers who deserve it. So, without further ado, pop some popcorn and refill your drinks as Above the Line presents Indie Theater.
We'd like to see Earth to Echo, please.
This week we kick off with Blackguard by Joel Locus, the story of two detectives in search of a villainess whose capture may lead to the promotion of one of them.
Now.
I wanted so much from Blackguard. The neo-noir, futuristic sci-fi genre is incredibly fun, and Blackguard almost delivers on a couple levels. The use of special effects were well placed, however they were executed very roughly. Blackguard reminds me of an unrefined ore that has the potential to yield gold. I really hope these filmmakers pick it back up and maybe polish it off. It was a solid effort, however, some of the basic filmmaking mistakes kept it out of any legitimate contention to the #1 spot. Chasing Shadows by Armin Silijakovic. Okay, so I have to be honest with you. This one almost lost its spot because I didn't want to look like a tool trying to say Silijakovic. But the cinematography was just too good to not make it in this week. Quite simply put, Chasing Shadows is a story of a man chasing a man through a dark alley. Chasing Shadows was an incredible short. It nailed some of the key tropes of the film noir cinematography genre. However, the lack of dialogue or inner monologue really baffled me. I feel like if we had some sort of inner monologue, we could have at least assumed the key plot points in the story. Instead, we're left with nothing. And it's a real confusing story until the end, and then it gets even more confusing. All that to say, the use of the Zippo flicker and the incredible cigarette smoke was breathtaking. No pun intended. I would give it a solid B.
I'm a cursed man. I see things other people can't.
Dark Noir is an incredibly interesting animated noir film by the team at Red Knuckles in a competition for, I believe, Absolute Vodka, which it won, I think. It's an incredible story about a man trying to help find the ideas of another man, and it is told through all the incredible areas of noir.
I asked for information, and when I threatened to return, his daemon gave me a name. Madaliana Proud. To remain young, she sucked the power of daemons like a vampire of ideas. I took my chance. I introduced myself as an artist. The perfect bait.
It's really hard to give critique on a 3D, 2D animation noir short because the animators have complete control over the set and the talent. However, I will say this. Some of the storylines weren't fleshed out and we don't really get much of a backstory. Which is fine for a 3-minute short. It literally did the best it could with the time constraints that it had. However, story is key, and I feel like on that level it fell just a little bit short. That being said, it's worth a look in its entirety.
The sun was already sneaking under the horizon, afraid of what the night would hold. Here I was, filled with anticipation. The dame on the desk was Emma, the reason for my excitement. I'd been waiting all day to shoot her.
All right, Emma, look at me.
Next, we have Imperfect. Imperfect is an incredible noir narrative by Michael Tucker that tells the story of Holloway, a hard-nosed fashion photographer who finds his perfect girl after his go-to model is murdered.
See you tomorrow.
How about her, Holloway? A looker who can't talk? The perfect woman, am I right? You know you can't give her the lead, right? This is Lorna's show?
Lorna.
Lorna!
Miss Marlowe!
Just one comment.
Will you please stop shooting me? Why are you antipathetic?
Lorna was the new it girl of the fashion world. She was also my ex-girlfriend.
I have this dress for Lorna, but she's not here, and that girl's over there, so who am I fitting it for?
I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be Lorna. Holloway?
Am I fitting this for Lorna or Emma?
Lorna, I told you Emma's just the stand-in.
Emma's been saying she's in the shoot.
Imperfect is imperfect. A lot of the story seems forced, and all that is forgiven when you read the description and find out that it is a response to a filmmaking challenge. That is chocked full of those stupid restraints that every filmmaker encounters when we enter some sort of competition. Like, one character couldn't speak English. It had to revolve around a murder of a character that none of us knew. And of course, let's not forget the line requirement.
Can you please stop shooting me?
All that to say, Imperfect is the perfect response to the filmmaking constraints that Michael Tucker had to face. And even though it misses a lot of its focus marks, I mean, a lot, we can forgive it by pretending that we're watching it in 360p and move on. Imperfect was this week's clear-cut winner, and Michael Tucker really deserves the trophy here. A+, buddy. Silikavachik. Let me end on this note. Noir is a very specific genre. You can't just shoot a black and white film, pop up the contrast, add a walking baseline, and slap that noir sticker on there. Noir is dark. Noir is deliberate. Noir almost has an air of sophistication around it. Everything is intentional, from the dialogue to the sound effects to the score and the lighting, the harsh shadows. Everything pays off the dark, mysterious plot points. So when you're shooting your noirs, keep these two things in mind. Keep it dark and keep it deliberate. That above everything else makes a noir. I'm Morgen with Above the Line, and thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this week's episode, go ahead and click the link in the upper right hand corner to subscribe. And meanwhile, check out all these incredible short films in their entirety. We chose Imperfection as our perfect pick this week. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to send in your shorts for next week's episode. Until then, thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful day.
We'd like to see Earth to Echo, please.